Morning, Black people. What's going on? Today, we're going to talk about the fear, something that we want to be thoughtful about in terms of making sure that we are always aware of a changing stock market. So, we're going to get started. Buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get jumping into all of this on the Black Financial Channel. So, let's get started right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that you are Black first. Black first means that we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means we solve our own problems. Black first means that we are our own top priority, and we love ourselves, and we educate our kids, and we prepare them for the future. If you agree with this philosophy, if you think this is okay to be Black first and to also prepare your kids to be winners, put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat, hashtag B1. We must be intentional about creating the future that we deserve. Give me a yes if you agree. Yes, yes, yes. Somebody say yes if you agree with me that we need our kids to be healthy, wealthy, strong, smart, and safe. All right, with that being said, let's talk about what's going on with the stock market. How many of you give me an up or down if you're up today? Give me an up if you're up, a down if you're down. How are you doing today in the stock market? You making money? Are things going well for you? I know this is a rough time. This is a very confusing time for the market. Right now, it looks like the Dow's up by about 412 points. So most of you should be up. Most of you should be up. If you're not up, that probably means that your portfolio is a little bit off balance, almost like not having a healthy diet. You know, when you're not eating enough carrots and lettuce, and you're eating too much meat or too much sugar, you're going to feel a little bit off balance. Well, the thing is that if your portfolio is off balance, then you're going to feel down today. And it could be because you need to take a look at your portfolio and analyze whether or not you want to be involved with some of these risky stocks, or maybe you have too much money in one stock or that kind of thing. A lot of times people put too much money into one asset, and then when that one asset goes bad, everything goes bad. That's why you diversify. I met a brother, a young brother, 36 years old. I was very proud of him. I bumped into him on an airplane, and he was telling me how he had been investing his money for a long time, and he had, I want to say, hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in different stocks. And I said, that's really awesome. I'm really happy for you. I'm very proud of you. And he mentioned how much real estate he owned and all these moves he was making. I thought that was really great. Then he told me he had 95% of his portfolio in Tesla. I said, whoa. He said, yeah, man, I've been making so much money because Tesla's going up, up, up. And I said, yeah, but that's not exactly a balanced diet. That's like me saying that I ate a full meal, but all I ate was Twizzlers, right? If I eat Twizzlers all day, every day, I might think I'm full. I might feel like I'm eating good, but I'm not really eating good. Am I? Give me a yes in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, so he literally said, yeah, Tiffany, it's crazy, right? He said he had 95% of his portfolio in Tesla. And I like the guy, though. He was super smart, and we talked on the airplane, and I had my mask on, so he didn't even know who I was. And then we talked after about 15 minutes of talking. I took my mask off. I said, yeah, by the way, I have a YouTube channel. He said, you're Dr. Boyce Watkins. What? I was talking to Boyce Watkins the whole time, and I know it. And it's real weird when you're sitting right there, and the person's like, talking about you as if you're not there. Like, I was talking to Dr. Boyce. So I thought it was cool. I was very flattered, but I was extremely proud of him. I love to see a Black man making a plan. The Black men who make the plan, ladies, those are the men for you. Don't pick a dud who ain't got a plan. And if you are a guy who doesn't have a plan, get you a damn plan. You need a plan for your family. If you want to succeed, you must have a plan. Give me a yes and an amen in the chat if you agree with me and understand where I'm coming from. All right, so here's more information in terms of what's happening in the market right now. Number one, Tesla just announced their earnings, and Tesla's earnings were interesting because they did really well. They made more money than was expected, but they gave some really disturbing kinds of information that bothered the market a little bit, right? The market was kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up, man. What are y'all talking about? So Elon Musk, he marches to the beat of his own drummer. He's kind of like the white Kanye West in a way. He kind of just does his own thing. And except he creates millions, hundreds of thousands of jobs for his people. I wish Kanye would do the same thing. That would really impress me. But anyway, he talks about supply chain issues and how basically the supply chain has been heavily affected with Tesla products. And sorry, I got rusty hands, so I got to put some lotion on. All right, but anyway, so that's an issue, right? Supply chain issues is affecting a lot of people. Also, he announced that there are going to be no new Tesla models coming out through all of 2022. That they just want to ramp up production and not create anything new. That concerned the market. And then third, he started talking about robots, and he said our big focus is going to be on robots because we believe this is the big opportunity. And the market's like, dude, you're not even done making cars yet. How are you going to be talking about making robots? So they were really concerned. So as a result, at least initially, Tesla stock did not go up on that news. Now let me see what Tesla's doing today, right now at this very moment. Yeah, today Tesla's down by 7%. They're down by 7% on the day, 12.5% on the week, 20% on the month. And over a 6 month period, though, they're up 35%. So over a 6 month period, you're doing great. The 1 year period, you're up by about 1%. So Tesla hasn't been a killer in the last year. But if you bought it, say 5 years ago, and you were smart enough to make that move, you've made an ROI of 1,623%, which is like the brother on the airplane. The brother I met on the airplane started buying Tesla when it was cheap, and now he's extremely rich. Do me a favor. Let's take a quick break. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, subscribe. Also, if you support the channel, then we can do a trade. If you will become a patron of this channel by going to intelligentblackpeople.com, then I will put stock picks in there for all the patrons. So I let you guys know what stocks I pick. I picked one this morning that I really liked, that I invested my own money in. So if you'd like to know what types of stocks to pick in this crazy environment, I'd love to be the guide for you. It doesn't cost you that much. You support us. You help us build Black media. I support you by helping you build a strong, wealthy Black family. Then everybody wins. Give me a guess in the chat if that's okay. If that's a good deal, it works for you. If you're interested, you can go to intelligentblackpeople.com. The URL is right there on the screen. So I'd love to have you as a patron of the channel, and I will give you a big hug and kiss when I see you. Well, not a kiss because it's COVID and stuff. You know, can't be kissing everybody. But I love you anyway. I'll hug you though. I'll hug you. I'll hug you in the COVID economy. I promise. All right. So let me see. I'll say so. Number two. Second thing going on is the Fed. The Fed is really a driver of stock market prices right now. You're really seeing a lot of insane movement in prices because the Fed is making a move. Everybody knows the Fed is going to raise interest rates, which lowers stock prices. That's it's basically is 2 + 2. When the Fed increases interest rates, it lowers stock prices because in the mathematical equations that define what a stock price is supposed to be, a higher interest rate, which is what they might also call a discount factor, causes the stock price to go down. So effectively, the Fed is going to raise interest rates, and so it's not a question of what they're going to do. The question is how badly are they going to do it? Could they change their mind? Are they going to overdo it like they did, when they lowered interest rates? Because they overdid it when the economy went south because of COVID. They just overdid it, and now people are like, well, maybe they're going to overdo it in the other direction. Maybe they're going to increase interest rates too much and cause stagflation and a slowing economy and all these other things, right? And so a lot of times right now, basically, a lot of the Fed's actions are being driven by this big thing, the big I. The I stands for inflation. Inflation is driven by reductions in supply, increases in demand. People really want to buy stuff, but there's not enough stuff to buy. In the United States, inflation is different from, say, Japan. In Japan, they don't have an inflationary problem. They have a deflationary problem, not because they don't have limited supply, but because they don't have the same demand that Americans have. Americans will spend. They'll max out the credit card. We just love to spend. We ain't scared of nothing, right? We're like the 3-year-old who ain't never fell and hit his head, and he's just jumping off the couch and going and chasing the dog and doing anything because he has no fear. That's a good thing, but sometimes it's a little bad because the first time you hit your head, it's going to be traumatic, right? So ultimately, the Fed is kind of dealing with the fact that this price pressure has been increasing. The economic numbers came out recently; they were better than expected, which means the economy continues to overheat. Americans are pretty resilient in that way. Like, we don't let little stuff like COVID and all that slow us down. Honestly, we'll still go out and go shopping and buy and stuff like that. And in fact, actually, I read a big article today about how they're rolling out these mandates to different companies all across the country, and it's becoming a huge political issue. A lot of people are just fighting back and saying, no, this is not cool, not appropriate. Now, just as an FYI, I did buy some Moderna stock because I like to sell options on stocks like Moderna. But I think Moderna and Pfizer and all these pharmaceutical companies are still making big money from sort of dealing with the pandemic. I think they came out with a booster that was specific for Omicron, like a specific customized booster just for Omicron. I don't know. How many of you are afraid of Omicron? Like if you found out your loved one had Omicron, do you feel like they're going to die? Or do you feel like, okay, just, make sure you take your NyQuil and get plenty of rest? Like, how do you feel? Like, does Omicron scare you? Give me a yes or no. I'd be curious. So anyway, that's what you're dealing with. That's what you're looking at. So the Fed may actually change their tapering speed based on how people respond to the pandemic. If another variant comes out, which another variant is going to come out, that's no question. It's going to be a headline. The question is, how deadly will it be? How contagious will it be? But I get a sense that the Biden administration is starting to deal with what I would call almost like pandemic exhaustion from people, where people are just kind of like, man, I'm tired of talking about this. Like let's just deal with it and move on. And so now you've got the whole war with Russia possibly brewing over this conflict with the Ukraine, which can affect energy prices. And believe me, if you want to know, I mean, maybe I'm a skeptic, but I kind of think that some of these wars and the theater of all this is kind of orchestrated a little bit for political reasons, but we'll see how that plays out. But that will affect your stock prices too. If they announce that they're going to go and invade some country or that they're shooting, troops are shooting at the border, that could drop your stock prices, because whenever there's risk, prices tend to go down. But energy prices could go way up because of Ukraine. In that region, there's a lot of resources there, particularly oil. All right. So anyway, let's move on. Next thing, hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. And also, just in case they ever shut down my YouTube channel, you can get on my text list by texting Boyce to 31996. Text Boyce to 31996. That way we're protected in case they ever tell us we can't do this stuff no more. Because I just tell the truth, and sometimes the truth is not allowed. All right, so there's the text number right there on the screen. All right, so third, Apple is about to release their earnings, from what I understand. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be interesting. That's going to move the market. Apple's just kind of right now, they're just kind of the Darth Vader of companies. They're just so, well, maybe Facebook is like Darth Vader. Maybe Apple's like Luke Skywalker, like to use Star Wars references. Like, Apple is loved. Apple is strong. Apple knows how to make that money. And it's a beautiful thing. And I really like Apple and Amazon as safe haven stocks. So I particularly think that this announcement is going to be interesting enough that I may talk about it, because I feel like Apple is going to drop a bomb on the public at some point in the near future. I think they're going to start digging into the metaverse real deep. And so if you see Apple dropping, like the stock price dropping, maybe because the whole economy is dropping, I would probably say Apple could be a good choice. Now, if you have a specific stock you want to ask me about, well, that's for my students. If you join the stock market investing class, you can leave me a stock. I will look into it for you, and I will answer that question in our Tuesday class. So if you haven't taken a look at our stock market investing class, you can get the first 2 weeks for free to give it a try. Just go to BoyceWatkins.com. If you're watching on Instagram, hit the link in the bio. And so if you have a specific stock you want to ask me about, if you ask me in the chat, I won't know. I don't research every single stock. There's thousands of them. But if you have a certain stock, or if you see something online, or your cousin them tells you, hey, invest in this thing that I'm in, and you want me to take a look, I will be your 3-minute financial consultant. I will Google it, I'll look it up, I'll read through it, and I'll tell you if it's real or if it's BS, which hopefully will save you some money in that investment. So, but you got to be in the class in order to do that, because I can't do that for everybody in the chat. No disrespect. There's some things we can do, things we can't do. That's one of the things that we can do. All right. So let's see. The last thing I would say is that if you're worried about your prices dropping again, if you're worried about the stocks that you own sort of dropping again, like let's say you get a big boost and you suddenly start making money and your stocks go up, and you're worried about what will happen if the price goes down, you may want to look into put options. Options are an extremely good way to kind of protect your portfolio. So I would kind of maybe think of it like, look, if I have a stock, if I own a stock that's $20 and it goes up to $24, $25, well, the price of say a put with a strike of say 18 has suddenly gone way down because the price has moved away from that 18 number. So if you're afraid of the catastrophe, if you want to lock in some of your gains, then puts are a good way to basically buy insurance on your stock. So maybe you may want to look into some of that. Like when the price goes way down, I tend to buy more stock. When the price goes way up, maybe getting some puts to kind of protect you if you're kind of nervous or afraid that the stock might go back down again. That might be a strategy to look into. Feel free to try that out if that makes you feel better. Investing is kind of a personal thing, though. Some people don't care about the risk. Some people can stomach the volatility. I'm in that category. I don't worry about ups and downs because I know what's going to happen, right? And sometimes the downs are prolonged. And when things go down, I tend to just buy more stuff. I own more assets when prices go down because historically the price eventually comes back up. But the challenge is sometimes you don't want to wait that long. Sometimes you can't wait a year for your stock to recover or 2 years. Some stocks take 3, 4, 5 years, for you to really start seeing the benefit of your investment. So, the thing is that you can't think about investing as a day-to-day, week-to-week kind of thing. Or, because you're going to get real confusing, you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities that way. So ultimately, if you are a person that gets squeamish and hates to see your stock prices go down, you may want to look into put options as a way to protect your portfolio. If you don't understand options or how they work or how to add them to your portfolio, I have a stock options masterclass. If you want to go take a look, it's basically literally stockoptionsmasterclass.com. That's stockoptionsmasterclass.com. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I hope that this was helpful. And in general, today looks like it's going to be a good day. The markets are making money, and I hope that you keep making money. And I hope that you get everything that you dreamed of. And I encourage you to be very patient and very consistent because that's how you win. All right, guys, put a B1 in the chat before we head out. Love you guys. I'll see you soon. Please have a great day. And I'll check back in a little bit later. Talk to you later. Peace.